Hello and welcome to FPL Mate, your best mate for fantasy Premier League content for the 2022-23 season. My name is Dan and today we're doing our Game Week 10 team selection video, which I'm quite looking forward to because I had a good Game Week 9. We're going to show you what my scores were, my transfers and my captaincy for this game week, and hopefully you enjoy it. And if you do, please do leave a like, really helps out the channel. Can we get 2,000 likes on this video? That would be pretty sick. And please do subscribe if you're new around here as well, but let's get on with it. Before we go any further, I want to quickly talk about Ultimate Champions. It's basically a fantasy game with so much more detail in it. So for example, when we're looking at the points scored, we're not just looking at goals, assists and clean sheet, but there's so much more to it. So for example, we're looking at Martinelli. We always like to look at Martinelli because I just feel like he's a good looking chap. Don't ask me why, but if we go to things like club actions, we can see that just because his team did well, he scores points based on that. We can look at, offensive. Has he taken any shots? Yes, he has. Has he got an assist? Yes, he has. But there's other things like missed crosses, shots off target that he also scores and loses points for. It is really quite crazy how detailed this is. Okay, let's build my team for the weekend. I think that's looking pretty good. I think I might actually go for Johnson Clark-Harris for my captain again because Martinelli is playing against Liverpool. Confirm that, registered, we're ready to go for the game week. Ultimate Champions is so good because we also get to open packs and build our team using the players we get from those packs. They've even added Bayern Leverkusen to the game now, so we've got more teams to choose from all around the world. Really gets that football knowledge in flow. Callum Hudson-Odoi, anyone? I kind of feel like he might be the one. Come and get involved, guys. You can click the link on the description to join, and there's also a mini league link there. Let's have a look at the mini league from last weekend. We've got Jay Bird at the top. Well done him. FPL Raptors down in 5th, but unfortunately not quite as good as my 3rd place in the league. So yeah, guys, what are you waiting for? Come and get involved. Link in the description. If you're a proper fantasy nerd just like me, come and join the fun. Okay, so first of all, my Game Week 9 scores. As you can see, we had a pretty good score. 102 points scored. We have over halved our rank. It's absolutely insane, going from 2.6 million to 1.2 million. So I've kind of been saying, like, since the wild card, I feel like my season is back underway. I think we're doing pretty well right now. And I feel like, in a way, I'm back. And it feels good. It feels really good to be back. And we're just hopefully going to keep rising and rising and rising. Particularly as I thought, Game Week 9, my team wasn't actually set up perfectly for Game Week 9. I kind of anticipated a couple of blanks in this game week, particularly likes of, Zaha, maybe Martinelli, etc, etc. But actually, we've done really well. Shout out to Erling Haaland. I feel like anyone who captained him had a fantastic week. But we also did well on some differentials. So Jared Bowen, the differential, he did really well. So a big shout out to him. James Maddison as well, absolutely killing it. And overall, just really, really pleased with this score of 102 points. Shout out to all of you guys who are also in the 100-point club. Let's get it, baby. Let's keep moving up. Let's see how high we can go. Okay, onto our Game Week 10 team. We've got 2 free transfers. We have to use a transfer or we will lose a transfer, so it is said. Let's see what we can do. We've got no money in the bank, so let's just see. Let's start off in goal, we'll work through the team, and I'll tell you kind of what I'm thinking moving forward in my FPL season. So, start off in goal with Nick Pope. No change there. He's going to be the goalkeeper. We're still liking the look of the fact that Newcastle are conceding a lot of shots, but not many big chances. So that is going to be opportunities for Pope to get some save points. I know we didn't get it last game week, obviously, with a pretty easy fixture in the end, with Fulham kind of losing a man very early on in the game. They didn't really create too much opportunities for them, so Pope couldn't get up his usual high amount of save points. Maybe next game week against Brentford, who we do expect to take a far more shots on, to maybe get a save or two. But I'm not 100% convinced by the clean sheet in this game. Obviously, it could happen, but I feel like really what we're looking for with Pope is hopefully get as many saves as possible, and then a clean sheet. It's kind of a bonus on there, and bonus points are also a bonus, obviously. Let's move on into defense. We've got Cancelo first. A game week that I do like the look of Cancelo for. I know he's not really been providing value for money recently. He is quite expensive, and all teams really are really struggling to keep clean sheets. Manchester City even, you expect them to keep clean sheets, but they didn't again. But hopefully this Southampton game is going to be a little easier. We know Southampton don't create too many chances. They don't create too many high quality chances either. So a clean sheet is very much on the cards here, which is good. And with a game like Southampton, you wonder if a player like Cancelo can maybe create a little bit, maybe take the odd shot on. I hope really for a clean sheet and an assist, something like that. The 9-pointer plus the bonus points would be absolutely amazing. I think that's kind of what we're all looking for from Cancelo this game week. For Reece James, on the other hand, it's all about the clean sheet, surely. We did get a Reece James special goal in the midweek Champions League fixture. We saw Reece James playing at the right wing back again, which is good to see that Potter is setting up with the wing backs in that situation. Hopefully that's going to continue, and Reece James is going to be able to get in those dangerous areas and score some goals. But with a game like Wolves, clean sheet is all but guaranteed, right? Or certainly you think so. Wolves are, really not a very good attacking team. And you look at this fixture and you think, hey, surely a clean sheet is already locked in at this point. And then if Reece James can do his Reece James magic and score some goals for us, then that's just amazing, isn't it? So I really like the look of him for this game week. Like I said, in general, I really do like my team for this game week. Last game week, I wasn't 100% there. I was kind of like 90% like my team. This game week, completely different situation. I'm loving this team, and we'll continue with the good players, with the good fixtures, with Tyrone Mings. Another clean sheet last game week. That's 2 back-to-back clean sheets for Aston Villa and Tyrone Mings. It looks like Aston Villa are setting up to be a little bit more defensive, and there's a game here against Nottingham Forest, who typically don't create too much, don't score too many goals so far this season. And you do think the way that Aston Villa are playing right now, maybe another clean sheet is here. I know clean sheets are hard to find, but Aston Villa are providing them right now. So maybe we need to kind of put to the side the high quality, high price, high value defenders and kind of think maybe some of these low budget kind of players can actually be the ones to get some clean sheets. And that's what I'm kind of hoping for from Tyrone Mings in this Nottingham Forest game. So looks really good. Maybe there's always a chance with Tyrone Mings of getting some kind of, goal from a set piece, a header or a flick on, an assist somewhere like that. Always a very good chance of that, and maybe in a bombarding run forward, which he does do occasionally. So I like it. I like it a lot. 4.3 million. Tyrone Mings is just like crazy, isn't he? Moving on into midfield, we've got Jarrod Bowen, a goal and an assist last game week. So he is hopefully going to be back in form. That's kind of what we were hoping for when we first brought him in. And this next game week is against Fulham, one of the weakest defenses in the league, and it's a home game. It looks good, right? If Bowen has finally found his form, coming into a fixture like this, surely everything is coming together nicely, or so I desperately hope, because Bowen is probably one of, if not the biggest differential in my team. I know I've got kind of differentials in the defensive positions, but on the other hand, Bowen is an attacking player, and he's a player who's capable of getting these mega scores. And if he does get that mega score, it's really going to help boost my rank, as it did last game week. Hopefully, it's going to do the same thing again. So, yeah, this one's looking good. James Maddison, what a guy, what a player. I'm sure you guys absolutely loved watching him last game week, and I'm sure you guys are going to love watching him again. Now, he is still differential in the overall player base, but I do feel like a lot of the, kind of high-tier FPL managers, I guess, have very heavily gravitated towards Maddison now. So I'm not going to say he's a super differential, but at my current rank, I am not just playing against the top FPL managers. I'm playing against all kinds of FPL managers. So he is going to be a differential for me, I'm pretty sure. So looking forward to seeing what he can do again. He is in form. We looked at him in the Spurs game. We thought, this guy looks like he's on it right now. When Maddison is on it, he is on it. He proved that again against Nottingham Forest, and now he's got another very, very kind fixture against Bournemouth, where hopefully Leicester are going to score a couple of goals, and Maddison is going to be involved in them. You wouldn't put it past him, would you? Not at all. Moving on to Zaha. So finally, Zaha has got his run of good fixtures starting from now. We've got Leeds and Leicester in the next 2, and this is kind of what we all own Zaha for, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are going to be targeting Zaha in the very near future, probably this game week as well. He's only 7.3 million, which is a pretty good price compared to, your Bowens and your Maddisons. And I really hope he can recapture the form he showed early on in the season, where he was scoring goals, he was looking really dangerous. Obviously, he's on penalties as well, which is really, really nice. We want the old Zaha back. We want the top quality Zaha. We know how good he is as a player. Can he do it in these slightly more favourable fixtures? I really hope he can. I really think he can as well. So looking forward to that one. And finally, Martinelli, who is a really interesting one, because on the face of it, you'd say Liverpool, that's a difficult game, right? Surely, Arsenal are going to struggle against Liverpool. But Liverpool have been conceding so many goals, and are particularly vulnerable on their right-hand side, aka Martinelli's left-hand side. So I do genuinely feel like, even though it's a bad fixture on paper, sometimes we just need to kind of think, look at the matchup here. Look at the actual performances of the football teams that we're seeing right now. Could Liverpool concede more goals? They conceded 3 to Brighton last week. Can they concede more goals in a game against an Arsenal team that is in very, very good form? And everything points towards, yes, surely that's going to happen. So Martinelli, I actually really like him. And I know a few people are thinking of selling him because it's a tough fixture. But I kind of like this one. I like a lot. I think Martinelli could actually do really well. He's always involved in the Arsenal goals. He's scoring pretty much consistently on an FPL point of view, and he's still super cheap. So I feel like he's still the number one 6.5-ish million midfielder. Surely, you've got to say, really, haven't you? Going up front, we've got Erling Haaland. He's going nowhere. No surprise here. Home game against Southampton. Another, more goals in the Champions League. Crazy amount of goals in the Premier League. This guy is an absolute machine. Like, I tweeted the other day, has Haaland been drug tested this year? Because this is unbelievable. This is like absolutely insane. This guy is a robot. This guy is a cyborg. This guy's a machine. He's absolutely killing it. It's quite crazy to think that I actually started the season without him. But finally, now that I do have him, everything seems to be going very well. So not only is he a crazy player, but he's also a bit of a good luck charm, so it seems. So yeah. We're enjoying Erling Haaland. It's certainly better to be on the owning Erling Haaland side than the not owning him side. My word, let me tell you that one. We've got Harry Kane up next as well. Still very consistent, still scoring very well. And although his fixtures are kind of mid, you back Harry Kane to score against anyone, and that's what he's continuing to do. Brighton, still not 100% sure what they're going to be like, but what we saw against Liverpool is that Brighton are going to be setting up in a super attacking way, which is going to be giving opportunities to Spurs and the likes of Kane, particularly on the counter-attack, which Spurs like to play on the counter-attack. I think there is going to be nice opportunities for Harry Kane to score in this game, so I kind of like this. Again, Harry Kane, I feel like in terms of the premium players, who are we kind of looking at? De Bruyne, Harry Kane, it's probably out of those two at the moment for your second premium player, Kane and De Bruyne, but obviously Kane plays in Game Week 12, which is always nice. And finally, we've got Mitrovic, who I still don't know if he's going to be available for this game week or not. If he is, he will definitely be playing for me. We don't find that out until tomorrow, so Friday is when we'll find out. And guys, I will try and keep you updated over on Twitter about the Mitrovic injury situation, and I'll give a full update of what I'm up to in my FPL team, because a lot of my transfers are going to be based around whether Mitrovic is available or not, but I hope that he is available. And if he's not available, then I'm probably going to keep him anyway. Like, I want to keep him for this game week so I have him ready for the Bournemouth fixture next game week. So that's kind of the hope, I guess, is that if he is going to be out, can he at least only be out for one game week so I can have him back for the Bournemouth fixture, because I really, really want him in that one. I really, really do. So, yeah, that's the Mitrovic situation. I wish I could tell you more. We don't know more. We'll hopefully find out as much information as possible tomorrow, which we'll circle back to that one, I guess. Onto the bench, guys. We've got Iverson, never going to play. Trippier, I'm actually benching because I kind of like, I feel like Brentford could score. Like, I know people are going to look at me and say, you're benching Trippier, you're absolutely crazy. I kind of get why you're saying that, but let's remember, guys, that if Trippier wasn't substituted off early last game week, then he would have lost his clean sheet against a 10-man Fulham team with no Mitrovic. Let's just put that into perspective there. And, I have to be honest, Newcastle are not actually keeping as many clean sheets. They're conceding more goals than perhaps I'd hoped. So I'm not really convinced by the Newcastle defensive double-up anymore, if I'm honest. So Trippier, I just feel like Tyrone Mings has got a better chance of a clean sheet in this game. In terms of attacking returns, Trippier's attacking returns have been a free kick goal early on in the season and a penalty assist. It's not amazing. And I just feel like, I'm kind of worried about Trippier, if I'm honest. Like the next coming up fixtures are not great. Manchester United, Tottenham in the next 4, and even this Brentford game. I feel like Brentford have actually scored a lot of goals so far this season. I know they've struggled the last couple of games, but before that, they were scoring loads of goals, and I think that may provide some difficulty for Newcastle. Andreas is going to stay on the bench, of course, as well, and Patterson is also going to stay on the bench because he's still injured for a few more weeks, which is a real shame because I really, really want Patterson back. I want to be able to play Patterson. Like, he's actually an elite player, and Everton just aren't conceding goals at the moment somehow. But anyway, guys, let's move on to some transfers. We've got 2 free transfers, and I got to use them. Now, here's the situation. It's going to depend on Mitrovic. If Mitrovic is available or only out for a week, then I keep him. If he's available for more time, then I need to replace him. And if I'm going to replace him, I'm going to replace him with Callum Wilson. That has to happen. Like, I'm not going to you know, a lot of people try and make transfers that kind of suit their budget rather than trying to, you know, I don't want to just try and fit in a player just because they fit. I want to actually get a player I actually genuinely want for my FPL team, and that is Callum Wilson. I can't afford to get Callum Wilson, so I'm going to have to make a downgrade somewhere to do that. So if that's the case, then I'm going to have to make a downgrade, and that downgrade would be Trippier. Trippier would be the player I would remove just because I just don't want the Newcastle double defence. I think Trippier at 5.5 million is now more expensive than he is worth, and I can cash in and get a little bit of profit on there and perhaps spend more money on the attacking positions, particularly in the upcoming game weeks. That would be a pretty nice thing to do. But if Trippier is, if Mitrovic is available, either this game week or next, and I think that's going to be the case, this is what I'm going to do. Okay, guys, here we go. So, what I'm going to do is I'm still going to remove Trippier because I don't want the Newcastle defensive double up anymore. I know you guys are going to hate that. If you don't like it, look, I'm not endorsing this move or anything like that. I'm just showing you what I'm doing with my team. I like to take a big risk. I like to take lots of risk. I like to go for differentials. I like to play an aggressive form of FPL, and that doesn't suit everyone, which is absolutely fine. But I like it. It's what keeps me entertained. It makes this game fun for me, and sometimes it works as well. So we're going to remove Trippier, and I'm hoping to replace him with Raheem Anderson of Crystal Palace, the 4.5 million defender, who also might be injured. Again, I will not find that out until tomorrow. There is also Mark Gahey that I could potentially go for instead, but I am going to go for, well, hopefully I am going to go for Anderson instead, because Anderson, his baseline bonus points is just absolutely insane, so much higher. So if Crystal Palace kind of keep a clean sheet, Anderson is probably going to be the guy who is the guy who gets bonus points there as well. And he's also a really good aerial threat. He's an absolute giant. He's got a load of assists over the last couple of seasons. I think he's scored a couple of goals as well. So he has that potential to kind of get goals, get assists, and gets high bonus points even before he gets the goals and assists. So he is capable of those monster scores, and you've got to put yourself in the position to get lucky and get those monster scores. I also like some of his fixtures. We've got Leeds next. We've got Leicester after that. Although Leicester are a pretty good attack, I do feel like the Leicester team is kind of struggles to, you know, defend set pieces. So Anderson could really use that as an opportunity to score a goal or get a knock on or a flick on from some of those set pieces in order to get more FPL points, so that's good. Obviously that Wolves game coming up as well, the Everton game coming up. There's some really good fixtures for Crystal Palace coming up, which is why I know a lot of people are looking at the Crystal Palace defence right now, and I'm no different. So yeah, I'm hoping to go for Anderson over Gahey because I feel like there is just that extra edge that I am looking for in Anderson. Let's see how that goes. Obviously, if Anderson is unavailable, then that will be fine as long as Mitrovic is available and vice versa. Basically, unless both of these are fit, unless both of these are injured, then I'd probably go for Anderson. That's kind of what I'm thinking right now. Of course, I'll try and keep you guys updated through the week, and in the deadline stream, we'll talk a little bit more about my kind of thoughts on these things. But yeah, hopefully at least one of Anderson and Mitrovic are available. If one of them's available for this game week, then that's the transfer I'm going to make. If neither of them are available, then I will probably play with Gahey instead, maybe, or I don't even know. I guess I'll try go for Gahey, or maybe consider substituting out Mitrovic depending on how injured he is. But if both of them are available, if Anderson and Mitrovic are both available, then Anderson will be the first man on my bench and Mitrovic will be the guy to start the game. Captaincy, guys, I know I've spoken so much. There's just been so much to talk about in terms of what I'm up to with my team. Captaincy, no surprise. We're going to put the captain's armband on Erling Haaland. Unless you're absolutely crazy, which I feel like I'm a bit crazy, but not quite that crazy. I don't think I'm crazy enough to go without the Haaland captaincy. I'm sure you guys are thinking the same thing. Would love to hear from some of you guys if you're not captaining Haaland, and I want to hear why as well, because maybe you guys need to go get your head checked, if I'm honest. But vice captain, let's put on James Maddison, I guess, because again, another good fixture. Really like the look of his form at the moment as well. Other vice captains could be Kane or whoever, but it doesn't really matter. Haaland's going to play, Haaland's going to bang. It doesn't really matter who your vice captain is at this point. But yeah, there we go, guys. That is going to be hopefully what my team is going to be like. I've used the transfer that I had to use or lose. I've freed up some money in the bank for future moves, so I still get to roll a transfer as well, which is really nice. And I think that money in the bank and the one transfer rolled is going to be really, really useful for me when it comes to Game Week 12 and the Game Week 12 blanks. So, there we go, guys. There we are. The Game Week 10 team, probably. at time of recording, I guess. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you did enjoy this video, please do leave a like. Please do subscribe if you're new around here as well. Don't forget to check out Ultimate Champions, link in the description. Join the mini league. See if you can beat me. See if you can beat FPL Raptors. See if you can beat everyone. You know, can you be the ultimate champion? I don't know. Guys, I'm also going to be streaming on Twitch quite a lot. Tonight, if you see this video in time, and also this weekend when the 3 o'clock kickoffs are on. I'm going to be streaming over on Twitch during the 3 o'clock kickoff, so do go check that out. The link is in the description, kind of buried down, quite down there if you want. But anyway, that's it from me today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow for another mystery video, and then deadline stream on Saturday. So there we go, guys. Thank you so much for watching once again, and I'll see you later, mates. Bye-bye.